We've talked a lot about Islam because it's one of the issues you tackle. Of course, you'll be doing video commentaries for us on other subjects as well. Give me a few items that you think are interesting, things you've written about in other media. What sort of topics do you expect to cover in the months and, God willing, the years ahead?
Sure. Look, as a psychiatrist, I do feel like we're at a time when there's so much upheaval, but that includes ideas about human nature. I think they're also being kind of contested, if you like. So as a psychiatrist, you're naturally drawn to that, and especially a lot more focus on subjectivity, on vulnerability. I genuinely believe we live at a time, possibly right throughout human history, where the human being is constructed as innately fragile in the Western societies. And that's come from the left in some ways, and it has lots of links with identity politics. And I think that affects so many different areas, be it regulation. At a deeper level, it affects Enlightenment ideas about individuals and rational beings making decisions. So that, I think that's come to me a little bit through my work in psychiatry. But I mean, through that work, I'm very interested in men's issues, for example. I'd certainly, I have 2 daughters, so I'm certainly, totally, positive for women's rights. But I have noticed just simple things where I've made observations as a doctor, but it's caused great controversy, and which I've found interesting. So it's brought me to issues like gender politics.
Is that your book, Fragile Nation? I haven't read it yet. Give our viewers just 1 minute on your book, Fragile Nation.
I guess that it's me looking at psychiatric patients of mine and looking at the social and political dimensions of that. I guess some of the things I'm tackling is whether we are increasingly paint the human being as vulnerable and fragile, whether increasingly morality is being channeled through the language of psychology, and how do people make sense of their lives at a time when all the old structures are kind of falling down. I guess I'm particularly interested in a lot of ethnic groups where they come from traditions of family, clan, tradition, and are suddenly told to think of themselves as individuals and the types of distress that leads to. So that's essentially what the book is about, through various cases.
Well, I can hardly wait to get you started. It's nice to meet you. I mean, we just arrived in Australia. I just got over the jet lag, loving the weather. My friend Gavin calls it hot Canada. I'll go with that too. It's nice to see you, and we're looking forward to making a bit of a mark here. Last word, and I know I've kept you here. Give me a minute on your observations of the Rebel.media, what we're doing in Canada. We got a little toehold in the States and the UK. How do you think our little company and our little independent voice, how do you think it might fit into the Australian media landscape? I know that's sort of a navel-gazing question, but I'm curious from an Australian point of view, what do you think of your media political industrial complex and our place in it?
Look, I think lots of overlaps with the broader Western media, where I think over several decades, the media has shifted to an idea that they may have thought was central, but was in fact to, if not the far left, but certainly, well away from what might be considered the mainstream centre. And I think that's the same in Australia, where people who, I don't necessarily even consider myself some hard conservative, but I'm probably centre-right possibly, but even that, it tends to be on the edge of Australian media. So I think particularly, and a lot of conservative media in Australia has a slightly, what's the word, if not a tired, but it has an old, not a terribly sexy feel, if you like. So I think Rebel media can definitely grab a space with younger, kind of upfront, a bit of chutzpah, kind of like there's a bit of a kind of pizzazz about it. So I think it can definitely grab a hold of interesting, thinking media, but with a little bit of performance and a bit of edge.
Right on. Well, hey, it's a pleasure to have you aboard. Dr. Tanveer Ahmed, welcome to the team.
Thank you very much, Ezra. I look forward to contributing.
Hey, if you like that, sign up for my show every day. Click on the screen to subscribe.